Simple and clean is the way that you're not making me feel tonight. But I won't let you go. Yo, what's up, guys, gals, and non-binary pals? It is Victorian Genetics coming at you on your screen with an impressions of Kingdom Hearts 3. I will preface this by saying I did thoroughly enjoy this game. I do love it. But like most things we love in life, there are a few things that grind my gears. And this isn't like slight things that you can look past. You can look past them if you like the series and everything a lot. They're hard to look past if you're not super invested in the series and you don't like super love it. They're hard to look past. So just wanted to preface that. Like, I do like this series a lot. I have all sorts of figures and stuff. If you like the video, be sure to leave a like because that helps a lot. Be sure to comment and be sure to drop a sub for more videos because I'm going to have a video that discusses the story in the future. But there isn't going to be story spoilers in here at all. Just a slight touch, like a slight little touch, a little mention of the pacing of the story. Like, I'm not going to spoil it. I don't know how to explain this. You know, you read a review, usually they mention story a little bit, like just little, like here's what you can expect, just a little bit. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump into this. Should you play Kingdom Hearts 3 if you have not played all the other titles or you're missing a few titles or something? Some people would probably say no. I might lean in towards that no, but you have to specify what the no is, okay? Are you going to be annoyed that you don't know every little detail of the story? Then no, do not play it until you know the rest of the story. Do you enjoy Disney a whole crap ton, and that's one of your biggest wants from Kingdom Hearts? It's one of your biggest enjoyments of Kingdom Hearts. And you don't care much about the anime as hell story. Yes, play it. Do you like fun combat and fun little mini games and stuff? Yes, play it. It's a little on the easy side, but definitely play it in that regard. As a whole, I feel like the game does a good enough job of servicing fans especially, but also making it where if this is your first trip, you'll be okay. I am going to say in the next part that it's a little confusing if you don't know every little detail and you haven't played every single game. If that's going to bug you, I can't understand the anime story. Don't play it. That's the basic key. Everything else on the game is fine for a newcomer. You'll understand it just fine. Overarching story, good versus dark, friendship, power magic, all that stuff. It gets into some weirdness. That's to be expected from a very anime, very Square Enix type of storyline. Story. Was it worth the wait? Yes, it was worth the wait. But let's talk about the execution side of the story. We're not going to talk about spoilers. We're not spoiling it at all in this video. There will be a different video later on. I'll have a link in the description and stuff once it comes out. But the story execution is good enough if you're invested in the story. If you're not invested in the story, it's kind of bad. It does enough to explain, and this basic overarching story of Kingdom Hearts is basic enough to understand everything, but you're still going to lose slight little details. It's just a matter of fact of a freaking series that has spanned 17 years or something like that, and it has been over all sorts of consoles. Every single spin-off is a part of the story. So if you haven't played all the other stuff or at least read up on the story, you're going to be confused. Outside of that, the pacing is really weird. It went from 0 to 60 in like towards the end of the game. Like, it was just weird. The pacing was really weird. I can't really explain it too hardcore without getting into the story discussion. Pacing was just weird. And dialogue was delivered kind of weirdly, but this goes into sound design for the most part. So I'll talk about that a little bit more in the next section. But as a whole, I felt gratified by the game story wise. All the characters felt on point with character. There are slight little nods to fourth wall breaks. They like break the fourth wall in a few different ways, I feel like, anyway. Just really, it was executed well enough to service the fans of the series, which is what this game feels like as a whole. A love letter to fans of the series. Here's Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, let's talk about the combat. The combat feels really freaking good. It's really, really floaty, but that's Kingdom Hearts. Ever since like around the second title, like Chain of Memories and the first one felt really grounded, but the second they hit the second game, everything became a lot more floaty and combo oriented and like just really flashy pizzazz, right? So the combat feels really good. It feels different from a normal action RPG, and that's what I really like about this series. It's an action RPG, but at its heart, it has a different beat than a normal action RPG. It feels good. The issue comes in when you find out this game is a little on the easy side. A little on the easy side. But as a whole, it's really, really fun still. Like it's good, wholesome fun to be playing. It's fun to see yourself in all these Disney worlds fighting. It's fun to fight all the various bosses and stuff. The game is just fun. It's really, really fun. And who knows, maybe they'll release DLC content or something that is for critical mode or something and make it a little more challenging or something. Who knows? We don't know. We don't know what they're going to do yet. But yeah, as a whole, the combat plays out really nicely. They took the form changing of Kingdom Hearts 2 and they made it even cooler. Like, you get all these Keyblades and they give you different forms once you beat enemies up enough with your X button or your action button, your attack button, whatever. I played on PS4, obviously. Once you beat them up enough, you unlock this little action command and you push it and it turns you into another form. Every Keyblade has another form. Some Keyblades, like you go transform into a different form, and then from that form, you can beat them up enough to transform into another form, and it's over the top flashy as all heck. It's so cool, and like each form has a finisher that they do. My particular favorite was the yo-yos. They like do this weird thing where it's like sort of spins them out in front, and then it goes and it like claps people. That part I really like. The action commands get a little wonky because sometimes you have like 3 of them or 4 of them sitting up there and you're like, what the heck? Because I did not like the attractions. They were cool for the first like 30-ish minutes of the game or so, but I stopped using them after that point. Everybody says they feel strong, but to me they felt really lackluster and weak. It's probably because that they take the control of the combat away from you, and it's just this little press X mini game or whatever it is. And they look kind of annoying, and it's weird to say, but somehow they break the immersion in Kingdom Hearts. I don't know how you say they break the immersion when this series is literally Final Fantasy mixed with Disney having a baby. Like, somehow they break the immersion. I don't know what else to say about that. But the team attacks are really cool that you do with every character. Some of them were a little disappointing, like Toy Story World was a little disappointing. It felt really just okay to me. It's a good call out to one of the movies, but like Donald and Goofy and have really cool team attack, except this one team attack where it's like they literally get behind the Goofy shield and all they do is they like charge, and you're so grounded. And this game is not grounded. The enemies are very mobile and you need to be very mobile. So that one does not work. But luckily you can cycle between the commands. They're all on triangle. You can cycle between the commands with L2 though. So As a whole, combat feels really good. It's a little on the simple side. They should have done something with the button mapping though, because sometimes you'll go to open a chest and you trigger one of those set abilities and stuff. As a whole, really fun. I don't think there's anything else left to say. Beat the crap out of stuff. Be flashy while you're doing it. Some RPG stuff mixed in there with some leveling and getting different skills and stuff. It's cool. I like it. It's fun. This is one of the biggest selling points to Kingdom Hearts usually, besides if you're into the story and all the graphics and all that stuff. Graphics, aesthetic, is it good? Yes, it is super good. Okay, aesthetically, this game is pleasing as all heck. I was sitting there in the Tangled world, like, actively thinking, is this just stuff pulled from the movie, or is this, like, actual in-game model stuff? Like, the worlds actually end up looking better than their originals in a lot of cases. Like, this game on a graphical level is just so good to look at. That is the one thing that is just so, like, perfect like that, dude. I cannot stress it enough. Graphics is one of the biggest things in this game. I was constantly just in awe over anything. The Pirates World in particular, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So good. But, and in particular, Sora, Donald, and Goofy look amazing. All the other characters do look really good too, but for some reason, Sora, Donald, and Goofy felt like they had a particular touch paid to them that is a little bit higher. I don't know how to explain that exactly. On the terms of graphics, the game is so graphically good looking that apparently some people have had issues with FPS and some more techie side stuff. But if you're a casual side of that sort of thing, like, you don't notice graphic huge drops unless the, like, it's clearly very, very chunky, or, you know, whatever, your computer can't handle it and stuff like that, then you're not really going to notice a whole lot. I didn't even notice it until I read some people talking about it. Like, I was like, what? There's graphic issues? Hello? I don't understand. But I don't play games on such a huge level where it's like, I need 120 FPS or, you know, whatever else. So maybe they can patch it and fix that stuff, but so if you're into that sort of thing and you are going to notice slight frame dips and stuff, it might not be for you. But if you're not going to really the type to notice that sort of thing and everything, then it is going to be for you. Really, really good graphics. Really, really cool. Awesome game overall in that field. And if you like Disney, definitely buy it, because these Disney worlds are clean looking, and even worlds that I wasn't that excited for, like Monsters Inc. and Frozen, because those movies are kind of, I like the movies a lot, but they're not super exciting. I was like, I don't know, like, whatever, let's just get this done. And then I ended up really invested in liking them because they're just so, the graphic fidelity in this game is just so good overall. Let's talk about sound design real quick. First of all, Face My Fears and Don't Think Twice, perfection. First time I heard the Skrillex one, Face Your Fears, I was like, I don't know. But then you see it with the intro and you listen to it like 2, 3, 4 times, and that's a jam. Like, I will start jamming out to that. Just like, let me face my fears, like that, dude. I can't even with this stuff. Not gonna have the songs in here obviously, because that would just be immediate copyright issues. But on sound design level, the dialogue is delivered in a weird way sometimes. Like, there's cutscenes where they pause for a way too long. Like, the series as a whole has always had some slight awkward pausing, but in this one in particular, something about it felt really off. The dialogue is obviously cheesy. That's to be expected from Kingdom Hearts. It's nothing new. But the pausing, like, they would say something and then it'd wait like 2-3 seconds, and then the next character would start talking, and it was really weird. It's somewhat broke the immersion at times. And it's not every single scene is like this. Some scenes play out well, other scenes are not as great, but as a whole, it's fine. There are some weird sound choices as far as the music goes. Like, some of the worlds don't have their, like, most iconic track to them. And you're just like, where's the music I know and, like, love from this world? The Pirates world in particular, just the music didn't quite sell it completely. It was good enough music for me to get invested and like it, but it wasn't like the iconic, you know, when you went to Pirates in like the second game, iconic. Like it just felt a whole lot better, but just a small little thing. And then sometimes the sound design, some things felt a little too loud and some things felt a little too quiet, and it felt like they were actively competing with each other. Like some sounds felt like they were competing with each other just a little bit too much. uh Not on a level where it's gonna super annoy you, but if you're like more audiophile and stuff and you're more into sound design and stuff like that, you're definitely gonna notice some slight weird little hiccups in the execution on it. But as a whole, music's good, like a normal Square Enix type title, like a normal Kingdom Hearts type title, like a normal Disney type title, and it's overall serviceable. It's not bad. It's just there's some slight little nitpicks, which is a lot of this game. Although some of them are not so slight, like it being too easy, and a few other things. But sound design, the sound stuff as a whole is like pretty slight for me. It's not a huge don't do it. Oh my gosh, it breaks all of the immersion. It's just like slight. And another little note, it's not spoilery really, but post game is a little lacking. But when you compare it to the original Kingdom Hearts titles, 1 and 2, not Final Mix, it's pretty on par, if not a little bit more post game than those games. But if you compare it to Final Mix, it's less. But even Final Mixes aren't like the, whoa, there's so much more to do. The game has like lucky emblems you collect and then a few other different types of collectibles, and there's several trophies and achievements that are very keep playing this thing until you get that. So it's not exactly an easy platinum / perfect game to get on. I don't know what Xbox calls their platinum trophy type things, like you 100%ed it, but overall it's serviceable. There's some extra battles, there's a extra boss or two. It's good overall. It's not bad. The post game isn't bad. The game is short enough that you want to do a post game, that you want to do a new playthrough and switch up your style of play and stuff. And there are little modes where like there's a skill you could put on where you get 0 experience, and it alters the way the enemies are balanced and your attacks and stuff are balanced slightly to make it a more challenging experience, which is good. And hopefully they DLC some more stuff like that in. But as a whole, post game little lacking compared to normal games, but compared to Kingdom Hearts, it's not lacking at all. In summary, conclusion, finale, final thoughts. This game is good. Story-wise, it's a bit mediocrity in the terms of pacing, but the terms of the plot, the subject matter, you know, what the meat of Kingdom Hearts overall, for me personally, it's executed really well. I was in my feels. I was enjoying it from beginning to end. Thoroughly enjoyable, thoroughly awesome. You will like it. You will love it if you're invested into it or you like anime storylines. The battles played out a little oddly as far as the attractions go for me. I did not like them. They felt weird. They're cool for a little while and then they just quickly become just like, I'm not doing this. They felt just very weird to me. It's also a little weird that all the commands are on triangle, but again, that's something that the series normally does. It's just a little weird whenever you get into having 4 commands sitting there. Like, you're better magic, you're better this, you're better that, you're better everything. Graphics-wise, amazing! This game's graphics are top-notch. There is no better way to explain it. These graphics are amazing. One thing I think everybody's kind of in agreement on it, honestly. For the most part. There's a few outliers. Which you are respected and loved. The only thing with graphics is, again, the technicality side. There's a few little frame issues that people have been noting, but I didn't notice them personally, so other people probably won't notice them. The music, the sound design, again, a little weird. Some of the worlds felt like they didn't have the best music tracks. The sound leveling was a little off and weird, and then the dialogue execution was not the greatest, but as a whole, it's pretty serviceable. It's pretty dang good. It's good. It's still a Square Enix Disney Kingdom Hearts thing. It's good. And the post game, is the game replayable enough and stuff? Yeah, it's pretty replayable. You switch up your style, you switch up what keyblade you use, you switch up, whatever else. There's several bonus battles and stuff at the end of the game. There's collectibles and achievements to get. It's replayable enough, and the achievements and collectibles aren't super, super easy to get unless you go looking up a guide, in which case then they're probably fairly easy-ish, but if you're just looking on your own, it's going to take a little bit of time. So it's replayable enough. It's going to give you plenty of value. It's good. As a whole, buy the game and play it if you enjoy fun stories that have like a basic enough flow. Like this story at its heart, good versus dark, friendship, magic, you could get it pretty easily. It's just some finer details are going to be slightly missing, and you're not going to have as much of the emotion from the game. If you like combat that feels super just like anime, buy it, definitely. Don't buy it if you don't like stories that are paced very oddly, you are very into techie FPS type stuff, or you have issues with bad sound design, or it's not even bad sound design, right? Like all of these issues, they're not like glaring, like woo, woo, woo. They're just like they're things that are there that if you're a hardcore, like on this side, like narrative is the most important thing, you're going to have a few issues. Or if sound design has to be on point, you're going to have some issues. They're just not huge issues per se. I don't know how exactly to word this. It's very difficult to word this exactly correctly. I don't know. Maybe if you guys know how I should be wording this, comments down below what you think of the game or whatever. But yeah, be sure to check out my Twitch channel, check out my Twitter, all those in the links down below. I have a Discord server as well that's constantly being upgraded. Well, being upgraded via me adding more channels and more roles and figuring out the flow and stuff. I also have my Twitch, which I stream on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 9 p.m. to X time, usually around 3 a.m. PST. And then be sure to leave a comment if you like the video, subscribe, and check out another video. And I will catch you all next time. Peace out.